Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me from Hy-Vee, it's our friend Aryn. She is a registered dietitian with Hy-Vee, serving the Madison area and beyond. So excited to have you here again. Well, actually, I'm excited to be here. I like getting out of my office, coming here, seeing some cool fruit, and talking some fun stuff. It's good.
Yeah.
And today we're going to bring awareness to PCOS. It's PCOS Awareness Month.
It is.
What is PCOS?
So PCOS is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. So it's a bit of a mouthful, so that's why we all shorten it to PCOS.
So what does it stand? Well, you've already got what it stands for, but
Yeah.
what does
that
it mean?
Yeah, so it's an endocrine disorder that affects actually 1 in 10 women. So it's more common than we think it is, and it's affecting a lot of women. So really what's happening is that there are tiny follicles surrounding the ovaries that can affect and be created by hormone imbalances.
So what would be some strategies then to kind of help in this, if you're diagnosed with it, help kind of balance things out a little bit?
Right, so there's a few different things we want to do, but first of all, definitely go to your doctor. As a woman, this doesn't affect men, so go to the doctor if you are experiencing any odd symptoms and ask if they can check to see if you are experiencing PCOS or have any of those little follicles on your ovaries, to definitely rule out what's going on. And then the next step is really figuring out the root cause. But like you asked, some strategies for managing those symptoms can be focusing on blood sugar control, reducing inflammation, and having just a balanced lifestyle.
So key nutrients in doing some of those things. You've got some of these things out here in front of us that are just some of my favorite things in general. But what should we be mixing into the diet to help with this?
Right, so we've talked a lot about balancing blood sugar on Talking Fitchburg. So biggest thing is really focusing on that protein. So for women, we want to aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein for breakfast every day. Starting out your day with protein can be really beneficial, along with that fiber. So I'm pointing at the oats because this brand of oats actually is high protein and it has a ton of good fiber in it. So starting off there, but then you can also incorporate protein throughout the day. Maybe it's through food dips like our Good Foods dips right here that are plant-based, they're gluten-free, they're allergy-friendly, and they're vegan. Their main component is cauliflower, which is really cool, but they're high protein. So incorporating that high protein dip and utilizing some fiber-rich foods to dip into your delicious dip. So whether it's your tomatoes, we love tomatoes over here, maybe some peppers, some cucumber, and incorporating those.
I lost a lot of weight by eating the cucumber and peppers and the oatmeal. Like those three things combined are pretty dang good. And yeah, reducing some inflammation just in general, I would say, outside of PCOS. I mean, why not?
Right. So especially reducing that inflammation is really important in PCOS. It can be one of the root causes of hormone imbalances. So it's really important to balance that inflammation and reduce that inflammation in our body.
Another area too is managing stress, which there's stress everywhere in everybody's life. But again, one of those things that can go beyond just the PCOS. But how do you manage some stress?
Isn't that the question that we all need to figure out?
Well, there's a whole segment I think dedicated to that, and it has to do with a bunch of potato chips and pizza, but that's a different story.
Right. So stress can affect our adrenal glands, and that's a big component of what can be a root cause of PCOS. So biggest thing is really balancing that lifestyle, like I mentioned. So getting enough sleep, so 8 to 9 hours of sleep every day, finding ways to reduce your stress, so whether it's yoga, meditation, other stress relief actions, and then also planning. We don't always think about it, but planning can actually be a really big component of stress management because we're preparing ourselves for stressful situations. We're preparing our breakfast ahead of time, making overnight oats in the morning so we don't have to think about that while we're running late for work.
I'll tell you, food prep, amazing. Another key strategy in a lot of things. It takes you a long ways. Trust me, guy who never did it before, doing it works really well, and it takes the stress down a little bit. I think of this for all the segments that we've ever talked about. Before starting any special dieting, before you do anything, you do want to take certain steps here and ease into this. What would those be?
Right. So first, talk to your doctor, like I mentioned, your healthcare professionals, about what symptoms you're having and if this is a diagnosis or not. So please don't self-diagnose any health condition, but go talk to your doctor first to identify if it is a diagnosis. Whether it is or isn't, and you're having weird symptoms, you can always work with a dietitian, whether it's here at Hy-Vee or another healthcare facility's dietitian team. Dietitians are really helpful in symptom management, but not only that, we can also help to find that root cause and what's causing that big issue. So we can look at lab work, talk about, diet recalls and your day-to-day stressors, and help you identify those root cause and improve your symptoms.
Yeah, it's really helpful stuff there, and certainly set up an appointment if you would like to talk to Aryn, ask questions, even if it goes beyond PCOS. But nevertheless, I think it was good to talk about it, and I'm learning some new things every day on this show. I appreciate
Absolutely, and it's really important to talk about women's health. So
yes, we can't, just because I'm here doesn't mean we can't talk about women's health, and
Exactly.
we'll continue to incorporate lots of great stuff for women, men, and beyond. So I really appreciate the help, Aryn. If people do want to find you, how do they get in contact with you? We don't always say that, like, hey, just go find Aryn, she'll be around. But
yeah, find me just here and there. No, go to Hy-Vee.com/health and find our dietitian team, and you can find me under our Madison stores. And you can also swing by one of our Hy-Vee stores and ask for my contact at customer service.
It's amazing how stress is affected in a lot of different health scenarios for all the things we've ever talked about. So it's fascinating, here again, stress
Right.
and dieting certainly can make some big changes in the body and make you feel a little bit better.
Sounds like we all got to work on our stress.
Yes, we do. Well, we appreciate your time, Aryn. We'll check back in next month.